We've had the millionaire lineup 7 weeks in a row. Inspired me to win $1 million.
Inspired me.
I wasn't gonna win before. Now,
But now
I'm really going for it.
Look at me now.
You can't leave him alone with crab legs. You can't leave him alone with
Your
Uber
mother.
drivers. What are you supposed to leave this guy alone with? My God,
So-
Jameis. It's a recording.
Okay, we are live for
And we're live.
week number 8.
It is 8.
Podcast
For what
number 15.
Oh, how did you know? You
I know.
astound
I
me.
follow that kind of stuff. It's crazy.
You're a statistician, you're saying.
Statistician. I like it.
Every week we add +1.
It's hard to do. It's harder than you think, at least.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyways, welcome back. Another good week for our podcast.
Another great week.
Predictions on point once again.
I do believe so.
So yeah, I don't.
Just
there's
keep
nothing
listening.
else. Yeah, just keep
You
listening.
got the
'cause it's
easy.
great.
You got
Yeah.
the easy part. Just sit there and
Just
listen.
enjoy,
You fool.
comment,
Fly, you fool.
tell us we're doing great. Tell us we're doing bad.
I don't need
Whatever. Just tell us something.
you to tell me I'm doing great.
Give me.
I already know it.
Give us something.
I need nothing. I need nothing.
Yeah, so we got another exciting week coming to you. So
Like a lot of people this week.
a lot of people. I like
It's a little, makes you a little
bajillion.
nervous. Like
It
maybe
makes me super nervous.
don't put so much money in this week.
Yeah, I think this week you kind of there is so many people that are
temper
good. They're going to do
expectations.
good. That if you don't have the right one,
Yeah, you don't
and
add it
you're
up
gonna
just
be out
right.
of
Like
money.
your guy gets 20, but that guy gets 25.
Yeah.
Like some baloney.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. But we're gonna do the best we can to give you the
No. We're
Best
gonna
people.
give you exactly what to do.
exact lineup.
We
to
know
win $1
exactly
million.
what to do.
Exact
We've had the millionaire lineup 7 weeks in a row.
7 weeks in
We
a
just
row.
haven't told you about it.
And we do it by different names. So when you know it's
Yeah.
a different name, that's us. Just
It's us.
different.
Just whoever
different.
wins, just know it's us.
Just know it's us, or they got information from us.
That is not
One
a
or the other.
guarantee. I'm not going to guarantee that.
We're gonna start out with some news and updates.
There's a problem. It's too much.
There's too much. So just kill it down to
What is-
some important stuff.
All right.
What do you got?
Well, here's something important. Marlon Mack not practicing Thursday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
because he just came back, dominated, and now, my
He's-
God, is he ever going to be healthy ever?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Do you
Baby
think-
hands.
Do you think he's gonna play?
They haven't said yet. It just says his ankle, and he's not practicing. He didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday. So
Would Hines even be a play?
Naheem?
Yeah. Would you think Hines bring Hines back in or no?
Mm,
If he
yeah,
doesn't play,
might as well.
yeah, because the problem
But then
is,
it's just going to go back to Andrew Luck throwing the ball 50 times.
yeah,
So
I think
then
that
take
benefits.
Andrew Luck
Yeah,
and T.Y. Hilton
yeah,
and all
and everybody else,
Everybody
yeah.
want to take.
Yep, Ebron,
Baby hands.
baby hands.
Back at practice.
Yep. Back.
He's supposed to play Sunday, but still keep an eye out on that. I would temper expectations on him for his first week back, but just keep an eye out in case he goes off. The Jaguars could be down 3.
So hold on, you're gonna keep an eye
quarterbacks.
just in case he goes off.
Yeah.
So like,
No, okay.
he
now
went
he's
off.
back. Ebron's old news, and I'm going to baby hands.
gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Pick up
Jaguars.
Yeah.
They could be down 3 cornerbacks
Oh my
versus
gosh.
the Eagles.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce this guy's name. Bouyee. Bowie.
Bowie.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Bowie.
He wasn't even at practice, and then Patman, Hayden are not traveling to London, so it could be just literally Ramsey, Herndon, and Meeks as their cornerbacks left to go against the Eagles. So there's something to think about. Maybe they won't be even mediocre because they've been mediocre so far
Right.
the last couple of weeks. So maybe they won't even be that. So maybe Carson Wentz and Alshon Jeffries just kind
I
of
don't think
dominate.
Alshon Jefferson's gonna get shut down by Ramsey.
Ramsey's not good.
He is good.
He's not good.
Okay, Hopkins had an amazing catch to make his statistics what they
But
were.
Ramsey's just not good.
Okay.
You're hearing it here first.
No, he's good.
Matt Breida.
Yeah,
Not
Breida.
at practice.
Not a practice. I know.
Are they finally going to rest that dumb son of a gun?
I hope so.
Oh, I'm at 20%. I'm going to play 3 snaps.
Hey,
Why is he playing?
He's gonna play the whole game.
Just go sit down.
I don't know. But watch, it's gonna be the same crap, Alfred Morris bullshit, where you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna not take Breida because he's not gonna be playing, and then all of a sudden Breida plays 90% of the snaps,
Well,
then
last
some
week
other
he
guy.
said he's going to play, and he played 3 snaps.
Yeah, well, he's back and forth.
He's a jerk.
He's a jerk. I don't like him.
Question: Will Dalvin Cook ever play again
Uh,
this season?
I hope so. I hope so. Every week he's
The
like,
dude's
"Oh,
like,
I'm on
I'm at
pace. Oh, I'm on pace."
90%.
I know.
He's the opposite. He's the opposite of Matt Breida.
Yeah,
I'm at 90%, but I'm gonna hold
90%,
off.
But I'm gonna hold
Another
off.
2 weeks, guys.
He better play.
He's
You know,
not
but
playing this
they
week.
don't need him right now.
They're not playing this week. He's not
I
playing this
mean,
week.
right? But I mean, they don't need him currently. They're doing okay. They're throwing the ball well.
Yeah, Latavius Murray has been the 5th best running back over the last 2 weeks.
So I think they just hold him off until he's 105%.
Might as well just wait.
105.
Fournette should
Yeah.
be back after the bye week. Why did they trade for Carlos Hyde?
Nobody knows because
They need a
that is
quarterback.
the dumbest thing I've
Why didn't
ever
they
done.
trade for Teddy Bridgewater?
Well, my only
Or,
thought was
what's his face? Tarod.
Tyrod.
Why didn't they trade for one of those
I
guys?
know they should have traded for Tyrod, but I don't think that they think Yeldon is good enough to
He's not
keep
good
it
enough.
going, and Fournette is not going to be 100% coming back. Is my thought. My thought is they think this injury is going to be.
So
all
they
season.
bring Fournette back, and just in case
Yep.
he's not, Dalvin cooks it and is like, I'm at 90%. I don't know if I can go.
Or
Carlos Hyde.
if he comes back and then says, "Oh, by the way, I got hurt again." One run into it, and then
That sounds like Fournette.
okay. Yeah.
Sony Michel
Sonny Michel
got
out.
injured.
He's gonna be out.
Looks like
Doubtful.
it was pretty bad.
Doubtful.
Who's up next? It's gonna be Barner,
Barner.
Gillisley.
I don't think Gilsey. It's gonna be
I think
Barner.
it's Barner.
And Barner's gonna be the goal line guy.
It's not gonna. Okay, all right, fair enough. Sean McCoy,
Yeah.
ankle and head injury. No longer an ankle injury, but he still is in the concussion protocol. Does he play this weekend?
He does not. And if you have a chance to pick up New England defense in your leagues, oh my
where did I put
God.
that? Where did I wrote down something? Hang on.
It's like the third.
Derek Anderson,
Yeah.
also injured, limited.
Yeah.
Chris Ivory, also limited.
Yeah,
and
they don't
injured.
have
It's
anything.
going to be
They don't have-
Nathan
it's-
Peterman as running back and quarterback,
And that guy throws
throwing
6
picks and fumbling the ball.
No, if you don't have, I mean, if you have a chance to get New England defense, and I know they're pretty expensive in DraftKings, they're just, I think, second most. How can you not get them? It's going to be like 7 interceptions, and they don't have a good defense. They have a garbage defense, and I think that they'll pick him off like 3 or 4 times
If it's either way,
in the first quarter.
Derek Anderson's not good either.
No, they're garbage.
But
It's
wow, that
unbelievable.
could be a mess of a
That
game.
is, and that's so. We'll talk about that later. I love White, but I think if there's
It's racism, sir.
uh, James White. I like James White, and if he for some amazing way scores the first 3 touchdowns, it might be that's the only way he's gonna meet his expectations because they're gonna be up probably 35-0 by halftime, and I don't see them wanting to risk James White.
Yeah, maybe
Getting hurt.
Yeah.
I love James White, and I think he has potential to do great, and he's gonna be like 60% owned. But
no,
yeah,
don't believe it.
you'll see. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, well,
Crazy
they're
town,
not-
USA.
They're not very smart.
60% owned.
Bilal Powell,
Pow.
who's on the IR with a neck injury.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Do you like Isaiah Crowell this weekend?
If Powell doesn't play, yes.
Powell is gone.
What do you mean he's not? He's no.
IR.
No. When does
Bilal
that
Powell.
happen? No.
Next injury. Having surgery. On IR.
Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm thinking about
Come
somebody completely different.
Man.
I'm thinking another 2-headed backfield. That's my fault. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like Jose Corral, but I do think that Chicago defense. They're playing against Chicago, right? Chicago.
They most certainly
Yes,
are.
Chicago defense. Chicago defense is third best against the run. So I do like Jose Corral, but they're all going against a tough defense. So, but if he gets 100% of carries,
He won't.
well,
It's okay.
98%,
No.
74.
No, they're gonna put Nathan Peterman back there.
They're gonna trade for Nathan Peterman
and then put him in the
as-
running back.
Yeah. That's
Oh
awesome.
my god.
Good decision.
Royce Freeman
Freeman.
hurt on Thursday.
Yeah.
Says he's fine.
Yeah.
But he has not practiced this week, Wednesday, Thursday.
So takes me to my lock it up. But he did not play Thursday, but they did say that he is going to play most likely on Sunday.
Okay.
Now, does that mean 4 carries for 7 yards and that's it? Could be.
Well, it's against the Chiefs, so it'll be
Yes.
4 carries for
32
32 yards.
Yeah, they allow a lot of yards, but
a lot of yards.
Yeah, but he's not going to get any carries.
All right.
0 carries.
Fair enough. Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
He's out for at least 4 weeks.
Yes.
What do you think of that backfield?
Okay, so I didn't pick up Tampa guy. Oh my god,
Doug Martin.
Doug Martin. I did not pick him up.
Why would you? He's the
'cause
worst running back in the league.
If he's the starting running back for an NFL team, it's
That's what we said about Derrick
solid,
Henry.
right?
How'd that work out?
Well, Derrick Henry's still getting touchdowns. He got a touchdown last week.
Doesn't matter.
He's still getting points, right?
You can get 20 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown, and it's still not worth anything.
I like Rashard. Like if I had to choose Rashard in a PPR league,
Rocket?
He's
Rocket Rashard?
He's my Jalen.
I do.
Not Rocket. Jalen.
No, his first name's actually Rocket.
No, it's Jalen.
All right, look it up. Look it up.
It's Jalen.
Giovanni Bernard.
Giovanni Bernard.
He's out for Sunday.
He's out for Sunday.
Does that make you love Mixon?
I mean, Giovanni Bernard has been out the last couple of weeks.
I know, but he's still out.
I loved Mixon last week, and he disappointed me.
All right, fair enough.
He, except for his one-handed catches that he had against Chiefs,
That was pretty cool.
Like, that was awesome. But how in the world did they not hand him the ball more? He had 50 yards. I don't even know how to even. Did he have 10 carries? Did he have 10 carries for 50 yards?
What they did was they reverted back to their old school style of offense, where it was
I'm gonna suck.
Andy Dalton kind of closes his eyes and he just
Lobs the
kind
ball
of
in the air.
lobs it to AJ Green.
Yeah,
That's literally what they did all last season. That's what they
yeah.
did against the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's you know what?
They went into panic mode.
Well, yeah, Chiefs came out first possession, scored a touchdown, so they were freaking out, probably like, "Oh my God, we're going to be behind 21-0 early," and then they got behind 21, and they just abandoned the run. They abandoned the whole run.
Yep.
13 carries, 50 yards is what he got.
Yeah,
So just hand him the goddamn ball. What is wrong with you? He's going against Tampa, which is garbage.
they're good against the run,
They're 24th ranked, but
allowing rushing touchdowns, but rushing yards.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, but who knows? Honestly, I think that Cincinnati is going to blow Tampa out. I know a lot of people, a lot of things I've read, they like crab legs this week. I'm on the opposite end. I actually think this is the game in Cincy where crab legs throws 3 or 4 picks and he has a down week. So I like Mixon and I like the Cincinnati defense. So
idiotic choice.
I'm done.
Randall Cobb, Geronimo Allison should be back on Sunday. And that's going to be about it. Torrey Smith was out of practice on Thursday.
Yeah.
Vontaze Burfict missed Thursday. Cam Newton's dealing with shoulder issues, but there's no doubt he's playing Sunday. That's about it. Theo Riddick's out again, so that should boost up carry on.
Yeah,
so.
but now Abdullah's freaking
Who gives a
practicing. He's
crap?
be
It's
there
carry
too.
on.
God, carry on. What is amazing. By the way, I locked it up last week, and that was solid. That was a solid 4,500 lockup for me.
Everybody
Solid.
knew carry on.
Nobody knew. What do you mean everybody knew? Nobody knew.
He was the most discussed player
I
of the
knew.
week.
I knew. That's
did
about
know.
it. I'm the only
That's
one that
about it.
knew.
That's it for updates.
What question?
Injuries.
Little question for you. What do you think?
what do you want?
A little situational question. Here we go.
What is it?
Le'Veon Bell.
What about him?
When will he return?
Week 9.
Week 9, he'll come back.
Yeah, after October 30th.
So because after the trading deadline, you think
Yeah.
he's actually going to come back?
Of course.
He's promised he's come back multiple times already this year.
No, he
and
hasn't.
He has
not
failed.
one time.
Yeah.
Not even one time.
What do you mean?
Not
even
one time did he promise coming back.
Well,
Not
I'm pretty
one
sure.
time did Le'Veon Bell say, "I'm going to be back on this date."
Report said that he would come
It
back.
doesn't matter.
I'm sure he had to come
This is
from somewhere.
reports.
It had to
Yeah,
come
just
from
make it up.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I can make it up right now. Oh, Le'Veon's going to be back week 1 next year.
Get out of here.
You heard it here first.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Exclusive.
Exclusive. I don't know.
He'll be
I
back
don't
next week.
We'll see. We'll see what happens here.
They shouldn't play him though. That'd be so funny.
What like
Just
You
lose.
know what they should do? They should put him on kick return,
Ooh.
just so he gets lit up. Be
Kick
like,
return.
punt return and kick return. Go.
No, but he's on the other side. He's got to go tackle the guy.
No, because he's not. He's just gonna not tackle him.
Put him back on
No, he
safety,
safety. Why? So they
so they
can give
get
him
burned
more
and they could
touchdowns?
laugh at him.
They could
He's the
laugh.
worst safety in the league.
Ah,
Out of 114, you're 115th.
You're
you idiot.
terrible. You're terrible at this.
Le'Veon
That's by the way, that game is gonna be Pittsburgh like 42-7,
It's the dumbest thing I've
14.
ever heard.
maybe 14. Pittsburgh is gonna annihilate Cleveland. Anyways,
in the same
is that it? Is that it? Is that it for your?
Sure, we'll say that's it.
Okay, sure. Okay. I like that. Okay, sure. Why not?
We'll
We're
say
gonna
that's
go with
it.
that. Okay.
That'll be it. Why not?
Cam Newton was, by the way, banged up, but they said that there's no doubt he will
That's
play
what I
on
said.
Sunday. So, yeah, I'm just saying. I just thought it
Shoulder
was- I'm just-
soreness, but no doubt he will play.
Yeah, he will be there. So, what do we do? Lock it up.
You want to lock it up first?
Lock it up. Go ahead. You got 2, so go
I
ahead.
got 2, but they're not. I didn't separate them out into lock it ups.
What does that mean? I don't understand what that means.
means
What, like, you don't think they're locking up?
that they're
Or they're in your
amazing.
rankings? Are they in your rankings?
They're the best players this weekend.
Okay, so you took Todd Gurley and who else?
Antonio Brown and Todd Gurley.
And
Put them in
Todd
all your
Gurley!
lineups.
Let's go.
Put them in every lineup you've
Here we
ever
go.
seen.
What do
Lineups that aren't even yours.
lineups that are not yours. What do you got?
Let's see. 2 lockups. I don't want to lock up this wide receiver though, so I might
Well,
just
what
do
did
my
you-
running back. Every time I look at his name, I'm like, God, but I could see him blowing it. So it's like I don't want to lock it up. I want to put my lock it up on him. the problem.
But I could see him blowing it. I love it. Okay, who's your running back?
Running back.
Yes.
He's expensive.
He's expensive.
It might seem like a weird lock it up, but I was
Todd Gurley. and
but I was
Saquon Barkley
inspired.
is my lineup.
I was inspired
by
by Facebook.
Okay, by Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a clip on there. I'll have to share it onto our Facebook page of somebody
Okay.
who was mic'd up on Sunday
Okay.
and just the passion that they had for the game.
Oh, okay. Get Kareem Hunt out of here.
It's Kareem Hunt.
Get out
Oh
of
my
here!
God.
Get out
Listening
of
to that
here.
guy during the game, I want to go buy his jersey. I love everything about him.
Oh, get out of town. Okay.
He's amazing.
He's okay.
All right, here's a little paragraph on
Go
Kareem
ahead.
Hunt.
Do it. Throw it.
Hunt should go off at Arrowhead Stadium against Denver Broncos. When it comes to stopping the opposing running backs, the Broncos just are terrible. They are surrendering 148.1 rushing yards on average per game and allowing 5.3 yards per carry. Those are just horrible numbers.
Horrific.
And the last time we checked, Hunt was about as dynamic as a running back as you can get. He torched Denver in Week 4 for 175 yards and 1 touchdown in
That's total
Broncos.
Yards. That's total.
oh
yards.
total yards,
yards.
but that was at the
At
Broncos
Denver.
Stadium.
Yeah, at Denver. At the
Um,
Broncos Stadium. Denver. They play in Denver.
but it's the Broncos Stadium.
Right. It's the Broncos Stadium. Gotcha. Okay.
Since Week 3,
Since we,
Hunt has seen 4.5 targets and 55 yards per game through the air,
yes.
which is just unbelievable. He's averaging close to 17 attempts per game since Week 1, which is 3rd highest in the league. Denver is just literally an absolute sieve on defense against opposing running backs on the ground, giving up the 2nd most yards on the ground and the 4th most attempts per game. And they have the 4th lowest defensive DVOA through Week 7. So I think he's just going to go off like nothing we've ever seen.
Like nothing we've ever seen.
This is going to be the highest scoring running back by far this weekend.
by far.
It's going to be amazing.
Okay, so Week 4 against Denver, he had 29 points. You think he goes higher?
I think he goes more than that.
Okay.
I think he gets
Not even close.
30 plus points.
I mean, Saquon Barkley will outdo him.
No, he will not.
Saquon Barkley will outdo him
Why? How is that possible?
because Saquon Barkley is an amazing person. He literally catches 9 balls.
Was he
every
mic'd
game.
up? Did you hear him during the game? Then don't even come at me with
Saquon
that.
Barkley last 2 games has had 9 receptions each game.
I
This
have him on
kid
here.
is insane.
You don't talk about him unless
Okay,
you're locking
go
up.
ahead. I'm sorry. He's not my lock.
Kareem Hunt,
Kareem Hunt.
he's a lock it up
Lock it up.
this weekend
Okay.
for over 29 points.
Over 29 points.
I guarantee it.
Well, I mean, 29 points. He got 29 points against first
Just
time, so yeah.
Wait
But he's
for it.
7,100, which is not the most expensive.
Yeah,
but,
he's really expensive,
he's-
but
he's
just I
medium.
saw that today and I watched it maybe like 5 times. It was just amazing.
So you were just moved by the video.
And I was
it
like,
really
I'm
doesn't
putting
even
him
have to
in.
do with anything like
No, he was already on my
any kinda,
list.
like good knowledge. It just hey, you know what? I saw this and it
Yeah.
inspired me.
Inspired me to win $1 million.
It inspired me.
I wasn't gonna win before. Now,
But now
now I'm really going
look,
for it.
Look at me now. So yeah, I mean he's gonna be solid at 7,100. Absolutely, I agree. My lock it up is the other side of the ball, the Denver Broncos running back Lindsay.
I know
Lindsay.
You're gonna have to.
Philip.
You're gonna have to
Lindsay.
spew some knowledge, otherwise
Alright,
this is gonna
so-
be a come on, man.
Okay, now lock it up for 30 points. So
the dumbest
30
words ever uttered
30
in the history of the
30
podcast.
points. So in the
Oh,
history of the podcast.
My God.
Okay, so 30 points. Okay, first of all, don't know
He doesn't know.
If
So how is
he
he going
is-
to score any points?
don't know if Royce is even going to play. Okay,
If I will
he
I will
plays.
concede this.
Yeah.
If Royce does not play, then Philip Lindsay has to be in every
if
lineup.
Royce plays, he averages 6 to 8 runs a game. He's going to take away 6 to 8 touches on a game that they're going to be running because they don't want to see Patrick Mahomes out there, right? So I imagine this game to be close. Okay, I don't think Chiefs blow out Denver. Last game they played, it was
think
in
they do.
Denver, but it was a close game.
I think
So
they
okay,
hand it
the
to him
Chiefs
easily.
are giving up the third most rushing yards per carry,
Yeah, but the
Okay.
Denver Broncos are giving up the
which
second
is
most.
5.8 yards per rush.
Yeah, it's too
okay.
many.
All right. That's a lot. Okay.
It's not a small amount.
Lindsey, okay, has more than 17% of his carries have gone over 10 yards. Are you kidding me? This is
Yeah, but
setting up
he's
for
never put up 20 fantasy points.
This is going to be
What is his
a
what is
30
his highest fantasy point total?
Well, again, but he's been sharing the ball with Royce. But
But you said it doesn't matter if Royce plays or not.
I understand. But now they have even said that, hey, this is our guy. This is it.
But they don't do that.
This is our guy.
They put in Devin
So-
Booker. They put in Royce.
Booker, yeah.
They put Emmanuel Sanders back there to trick you and then throw it.
No, and he throws the ball. What is he doing throwing the ball?
Emmanuel,
Crazy
you
man.
crazy bastard.
Crazy guy.
You're the
So,
crazy bastard of the NFL.
Last
you
week, he
Emmanuel.
had 14 carries for 90 yards and a touch. This week, he will have 20 carries for over 100 yards.
Even if Royce Freeman plays,
even if Royce Freeman.
they're going to give him 6 more carries.
Yep, they're going to give him 6 more
Regardless.
carries. Regardless. Yep.
Even if they're down by 30.
Well, if they're down by 30, he's definitely going to be their guy because it might be Booker because he's going to be coming out of the field. But if they're down by 30, Freeman won't even see the field because he doesn't have
But
any.
his games don't increase when they're losing by a ton.
Whose?
What's his face? Phillip.
No,
His DraftKings, his fantasy points don't increase if they're losing.
it doesn't go down if they're losing either.
Yeah.
He's
So
been pretty consistent.
then, so why would it matter?
Because they are now going to say, look, Royce, you sit down until we get to the 1 yard line so you can be the bastard in the NFL on next
Royce,
week.
Don't do it.
And Lindsey's going to be locking up. I'm telling you, Lindsey, 30 points, over 100 yards rushing. He'll have 3 or 4 catches, and he'll get a touch.
Guys,
Guaranteed. 30 points. Watch.
can you guys
Watch this.
send us some
Watch me.
snail
Watch me
mail?
whip and watch me
And
nay-nay.
just
and watch me nay-nay.
hate
And,
on this
and I have a
clown.
receiver that it is almost as good as your Robbie Anderson play.
That's impossible.
Do you want to hear it or do we want to do
Let's
this?
just wait.
when,
He'll be the sleeper pick.
He'll be asleep. Okay, we'll go.
We don't want to lock
Okay.
him up.
Okay, we don't
You
want
want to lock him up?
I mean,
You're gonna guarantee me?
no, I ain't gonna guarantee you, but
Then you
I'm
can't
telling
lock
you what.
him up.
Okay, 4,100 he is, and he's gonna be as
Can't
good as
lock him
Robbie
up.
Anderson. So, anyways, let's go
Robbie
to
Anderson's
quarterbacks.
4,100.
Well, this week I know, but,
Isn't that weird?
but that is kind of weird.
Ooh.
Coincidence? I think not.
It was. It was
No,
a
it's
total
not. It's not Robbie
coincidence.
Anderson, though. All right, what do we got? Quarterbacks.
No, we gotta go to
quarterbacks.
the
You like it?
bastard of the NFL,
Oh,
man.
bastard in the NFL. Do it. I
Come
don't
on,
have
man.
one. Go ahead.
I have one.
Go ahead. Do it. What
His
is it?
name
Whose name is?
is Mark.
Mark.
Mark Ingram.
Huh? Why is he a bastard?
I'm giving the title of the bastard of the NFL to Mark Ingram on this podcast because, simply put, he has always been a bastard.
He was born a bastard.
Oh God,
he stays
maybe.
a bastard.
Yeah, I feel bad if that's true.
that sucks.
Now that he has
Way
returned,
to call him out, man. Way to call him out.
Oh, Mark, you crazy guy. Now that he's returned, he has taken away the excitement of Alvin Kamara.
Killed him.
Kamara's still fun to watch, but he should be the most exciting player in the NFL to watch play. I mean,
Second to
those
Tyreek
first
Hill.
4 weeks, I was
Second to Tyreek Hill.
fair
Oh,
enough.
yes.
Fair enough.
Yes.
But I was like jumping up on like furniture and like,
Furniture.
oh, Kamara, yeah, because he was so incredible to watch. It's so much fun to watch him play.
Did your furniture pop? Don't you have all the blow up furniture? You don't really have anything.
Why would I
So,
have
I don't know.
blow up?
That's- that's-
That literally makes
so
no sense.
What you sit in? You know those inflatable chairs?
Who owns an inflatable chair?
Apparently you do.
Because you just said it. It's not like I.
Because
It's
you jump on it
not
all
like
the
it's
time.
news or something. Oh god.
No.
Since returning,
Yes.
Mark Ingram has
Yeah.
28 rushes
Yeah.
for 85 yards for a mind-blowing
Mind
3.03 yards per carry. Oh my god.
Wait.
Mark.
Mind
Not
blowing.
only does he take away 14 rushing attempts per game,
Yeah.
he takes away catches as well. He's caught 2 balls in each game so far.
2. That's a
know.
lot of catches
That's 2
taken away.
points, even if he gets no yardage.
That's a lot. Of catches.
Kamara's fantasy points went from when Ingram was gone in PPR formats to averaging 34.9 fantasy points per game.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And with Ingram back, he's gotten 6.9 and a 15.98. That's with return yards points.
Ouch.
Mark Ingram, you are truly the bastard of the NFL
The bastard.
for
of the
week 8,
NFL.
you bastard.
Wow. That's Kamara really has just dropped off the face of the earth. It is insane.
And it sucks because
Yeah.
I don't even own him in anything, but he is just so much fun to
He is-
watch
he
play
is
the
dynamic,
game,
so.
and now you can't do it.
We can. He's just not getting as many opportunities.
Marking.
So Mark Ingram has killed it, and I mean that was the whole prediction of why Camaro wasn't drafted so early in drafts. Like he would be, if he was the only guy there and they said Mark Ingram was out for the year, I guarantee he would go in the top 3, top 4 running backs. So that would be your draft pick. But now that you knew that when Mark Ingram came back, A, he was going to take away red zone touchdowns from Kamara, and B, he was just going to take away time for Kamara. So
14 rushes a game and 2 catches so far.
It's hard. I mean, to Kamara's point, I mean, Ingram really did. He played most of last year, and Kamara still went off. But to keep that kind of ratio going is quite insane. So, yeah, hopefully Kamara comes back. I like watching him, and I hope he comes back full force.
I love watching Kamara.
Gets 30.
He's too cool,
40
man.
points, so he's a cool dude. So, bastard of the NFL.
Let's go to QBs.
Let's go.
I have your favorite QB as my number 1 QB.
Wow. You have my favorite QB?
Your favorite.
Okay.
You just talked about him.
Who did I just talk about?
Crab legs.
I know everybody's high on him against Cincinnati. I'm telling you, this is the week.
This is the week. But the reason I like Winston so much in this spot is because you don't have to, at least in my theory, I don't think you have to focus on pairing him with anyone. I'm banking on spreading the ball around,
right?
Getting over 350 passing yards.
Yeah.
And he's been running the ball. And Cincinnati gave up 50 rushing yards to Patrick Mahomes, who does not run the ball. And Jameis Winston has ran the ball 10 times last week for 50 yards. So if he can do that, get you an extra 5 points.
But he was running not because I see an opening. He was running because holy crap, there's 3 defensive guys on my butt. But I need to get the hell out of my pocket.
But that should translate still.
Okay.
It should carry over. And Cincinnati allows, good rushing to the quarterback, as we saw with Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
So I think he gets his points through yardage and an extra 5 points or so through rushing the ball. And I think the touchdowns will, even if he gets 1 or 2, I think he still hits value at only $6,000.
It's not only $6,000. He's like the 4th or 5th most expensive quarterback.
It's like 6th.
Okay.
That's down there. That's far enough for me.
It's not down there.
He's going against Cincinnati, allowing the 31st most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks.
Correct.
Cincinnati should be able to score against Tampa Bay easily. Cincinnati's favorited, so Winston should have to throw the ball.
Favorited?
Is that a word? Favorited?
They're
the favorites?
They're the
God, I'm an idiot. Winston has thrown the ball 395 yards and 365 yards in his 2 games back, and Cincinnati's allowing over 300 yards on average through the air. Tampa Bay simply does not have a running game, and Winston has been forced to scramble 10 times in his last game for 50 rushing yards. This year, Jameis Winston has played 10 quarters of football.
10 quarters of football.
He has passed for 905 yards.
It's not bad.
If you extend that over a full season, you're looking at 5,792 passing yards, which would be an NFL record.
Wow.
So I think the reason I like him so much is not because of the matchup.
Has he ever gotten that?
Huh?
Has he ever gotten close to that?
The NFL record is 5,400.
No. I mean, like, has Jameis Winston's year
he throws for like 5,000 a year, I think, doesn't he?
I don't think so. 5,000.
I think he's close to that. I think he's between 4,000 and 5,000 a year.
I have to look
the reason I like him so much is you don't really have to focus on pairing him anybody.
Nope.
You can get your points through yardage, a little bit of scrambling, and hopefully a touchdown or 2 from him. That's why I like him. Kirk Cousins, I know he plays. Sunday night.
He plays football.
He plays football.
Yes,
but he's playing Sunday night. But I think I like him a lot too.
I do.
Lattimore is going to be on Diggs, so Thielen will be freed up, and that's his favorite target. So I think they don't really have a running game. The Saints are the number 1 run defense in the last 4 weeks, which I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know.
Holy crap! I mean,
you know why they're the number 1 run defense? Because everybody just throws.
Everybody throws on them.
So they never run the ball. So
why would we run the ball?
They see like 3 rushes against them, and they stop them for like 5 yards. Wow, we stopped the team at 5 rushing yards. Yeah, but they threw for 490.
That's so funny.
It's ridiculous.
The defensive linemen are like, you sons of bitches.
We're the best.
But Lattimore should be on Diggs.
Yeah.
So Thielen will get his 150 yards, and he should be great. So I think if you pair those two, if you're doing like an all day Sunday one or whatnot, quarterback scares of the week. I'm a little bit afraid of Andrew Luck and Jared Goff.
Why are you scared of Jared Goff? I like Jared Goff.
Because who are they playing?
Green Bay.
Because I don't know if he's getting that much work. I just don't know if he doesn't have to do that too much work. Because they have Todd Gurley back there that he just doesn't have to do much.
I hate you, Todd Gurley. Yes.
And then Andrew Luck, the same thing. Going against Oakland.
We were just talking about he's going to throw the ball 90 times.
If Marlon Mack doesn't play.
Even if Marlon Mack plays, he doesn't have to throw.
They're going against Oakland.
I understand.
What the heck
that,
is
but
Oakland gonna do? They have
I
nobody
don't
on their
know.
team
He
anymore.
still threw for 4 touchdowns last week.
I know, but for like 107 yards.
Yeah, but he still threw for 14.
I know. Those two just scare me.
Yeah, they do.
Everybody likes them a lot, but
understand.
I'm kind of like, I'm gonna stay away just in case something happens.
So I say the same thing about crab legs. But
Yeah. I
look,
get it. I
look,
get it. It's hard to trust Jameis Winston with anything.
I-
Like you can't leave him alone with your mother or anything like that.
That's
'cause
weird.
What?
You definitely can't leave him alone with crab legs, but I mean, what,
You can't leave him alone with crab legs. You can't leave him alone
What
with
about your
Uber
mother?
drivers. What are you supposed to leave this guy alone with? My God,
So,
Jameis.
Look,
Why doesn't he just hire a handler? Just someone to walk around and go, just smack him on the hand. And go, no, don't touch
take
that.
this.
Don't touch
Stop
that.
stealing
Don't grab
things."
these. Don't take the crab legs. Come on, Jameis.
So look,
You
I might be the only
bastard of the
guy
NFL.
in the
History of the
history
world
of the world
who
to
was
say
also stolen
this
crab
week
legs.
that crab legs should not be a.
That's not true at all.
should be a bench.
People are
No.
scared of him still.
I don't think so. They're scared of him because they have crab legs that they're cooking and they're afraid that he's going to take them. But overall, everything I read.
Did you invite
they're all-
Jameis? He's just walking off with plates at
God damn
random
it.
barbecues.
Who invited Jameis again?
He's the guy that goes to the food court at the mall and takes the entire tray of food and walks off with it. Jameis, what are you doing?
God damn it, Jameis. Yeah, that's Jameis Winston. So yeah. Look, in Cincinnati, I feel like Cincinnati's got a little bit to prove after that debacle last week.
My God, they were
Against the
bad.
Chiefs. They looked horrific. I think they'll go back to looking like what they did against Miami, scoring 22 fantasy points. But again, it's me on the ledge saying I just don't like Winston this week, but you love Winston this week, so it's
He's
whatever.
my,
It's a 50-50.
he's pretty much my
50-50
only
shot.
play. I'm just kind of taking him.
50-50 shot. I actually like the guy on the other side of the ball. I like Andy Dalton,
I liked him too much last week, and he let me down. That bastard.
that bastard. So I like him. I think Tampa is a garbage can of a defense, 30th, against the pass, which I know Cincinnati's 31st. so it's even
31st,
worse.
man.
But I think he'll have a great week. Baker, kind of iffy this week because it's at Pittsburgh, but I really feel like it will be 35-0 at halftime because I feel like Pittsburgh will put up points every time they touch the ball. It's in Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger is great in Pittsburgh. So Big Ben, to me, even though Cleveland's ranked 4th against the pass, will be the top scoring quarterback this week.
My God.
So just again, that's my opinion. And then I have one more.
I have this weird feeling about Aaron Rodgers being really good this weekend too.
Aaron Rodgers
For some reason.
Well, the Rams are. I don't know. They got it together last week, but they generally are pretty bad at pass
I
defense.
know it's just weird. I have some weird
So,
feeling.
I mean, if all their guys come back, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. Why wouldn't they? I mean, if they have everybody healthy and Cobb's healthy, and that's another thing I was going to talk about. We'll talk about wide receiver. If Cobb is 100% healthy, the Rams suck against the slot, so I think Cobb could have a monster game. But again, that's the problem with when you have somebody coming in that's already been out for a couple of weeks. How can you trust a guy to come out?
Not take your crab
and-
legs.
No. Damn it, Jameis again! God. So I like Goff. I think this week, I think Green Bay will be able to put points on the Rams, which I think will
I know, but
entail that I think
Gurley.
Goff will throw the ball.
Gurley
Gurley, I
is
mean, last week Gurley had a 1-yard
insane.
touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown, and a 13-yard pass. So he's kind of the bastard of the NFL, right?
But in a
So
more
what Cooks
like-
get it
yeah.
gets it to all the way to the 1 with a
Oh,
deep
and
pass.
Cup is also doubtful. Does that
Kupp
hurt
is out.
Goff?
Cup is
Goff.
out.
Guff? Does that hurt
Goff?
Goff?
Guff.
Guff.
No, I don't think so. I think that
Cooper
just
Kupp.
boosts Cooks and Woods. Boost those two guys.
I don't
It's
know.
even more
I'm
yards.
afraid of Goff this weekend.
Well, you can be afraid of all you want.
Don't
You're
dress
afraid
up
of
at
Goff.
don't
I'm
dress
afraid
up as
of
him for
Jameis,
Halloween.
and they're both 6,000. So stay away
From
Stay
those guys.
away.
Take anyone
Altogether.
else.
Take
You
it. So who do you think
absolute
is going to be the
idiots.
number 1 quarterback overall points?
Jameis Winston.
Who do you think is going to be the number 2 quarterback of overall points? Jameis is
don't
going to be
know.
in jail by halftime
like
for
Aaron Rodgers.
stealing crab legs from the suites upstairs.
Oh my, I could see that. He's got like 17 points at half. You're like, oh, he's going to put up like 35.
30,
and then it's like, breaking news.
Jameis Winston arrested.
He's stealing random stuff in the locker room at Cincinnati. He touched somebody in the locker room.
Oh, jeez,
Oh,
Jameis.
Jameis.
Oh,
Can't be
Jameis.
trusted.
So that's the quarterbacks. So yeah, we're kind of mixed on quarterbacks. So there's not one I love like we did that Matt Ryan week.
No, there's nobody that's like
But
just load
shouting,
up on
yeah,
him.
this quarterbacks are kind of out there now. Running backs and wide receivers, there's 1,000 of them this week to love.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's a lot. So, what do you got? Running backs. What do you got?
Oh, running
Who do you
backs.
like? Who do you like?
I put wide receivers first.
We
Like an
can do
idiot.
wide receivers. You want
No,
to do
I
wide
got it.
receivers?
Saquon.
Saquon.
I think he's a good leverage play this week. I think people are going to see that Washington's second ranked against the run, and people are going to kind of get off him a little bit. He's $8,800 and might be thinking, I don't want to waste $8,800 on somebody like that.
Less than like 24 points per.
I know, but
game.
I think people see that red.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I don't want him.
See that red on what on DraftKings?
On DraftKings.
It's not red. It's 11th. So it's not even red.
Whoops.
What was that?
He's going against Washington. They are
that's awesome.
they are ranked. They are second best in total run defense and third best in yards given up per game, 87. But if you look at Barkley's games, he doesn't do it on the ground. He's kind of like a Todd Gurley, where he gets 68 rushing yards a game.
Correct.
But he's third in total yards and third in total touches and second in total yards. So yeah, he gets massive usage in the passing game. And I think he'll be able to take advantage of Washington being 23rd in total defense and allowing their top 15 in targets allowed to running backs. So I think he is a nice contrarian play.
He's 8,800 though.
I know. I think he's a nice contrarian play. I think people are going to be off him this week, and I think he does. He's never been undervalued.
Never been
under his projections.
Yeah.
He performs every week. He catches like 8 balls, and that's it. He's done. He doesn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, he's solid.
I like him.
Yeah.
I didn't really put these in order because I'm an idiot.
That's okay.
Kerryon Johnson.
Ooh, you like my carry on?
I do. The Lions finally gave the rookie running back the biggest workload to date.
Yes.
Johnson made the most of his 19 totes, turned them into 158 rushing yards, not total yards, rushing yards. He also had 2 catches for 21 yards in Week 8. Johnson will carry his team against the Seattle Seahawks, who are not good against the run.
Blunt
Through 6
stole his
games,
touchdown.
Seattle has allowed 25.8 rushing plays per contest and an average of 120 rushing yards per game. The Lions should just literally stick to the same script they had last week and hand the ball off to Kerryon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only problem is, LeGarrette Blount being a bastard.
Yeah, he is the bastard.
He might make it on the bastard of the NFL last week.
He should have made it last week. I should have mentioned him because he stole my dang touchdown. So it would have made
James
Conner. Conner. Yes. Connor's expensive, but yes.
He's expensive, but he should be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Like, why wouldn't they run him to death in this game?
Well, because then he'd die, and that would be
I don't
horrible.
want him to die.
Well, to death. You said to death.
Fair enough.
But,
next to death.
Next to death.
Do you think he does what he did week 1?
Yes, and
192 combined yards and 2 touchdowns?
Yeah.
I think he does too.
I think so. I just look again. I really think it's going to be 35-0 at halftime. I really do think that it's going to be a blowout.
It's going to be him the entire second half.
Yeah. In the first half.
The Cleveland is good against the pass, but you don't seem to care about that, which is fine.
No.
Their defense is yielding 134 rushing yards per game, 4.5 yards a carry, and they've allowed 10 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So I think, he does exactly what he did week 1.
Are both corners still out for Cleveland? Or no? Not they come back this week.
I think they're back.
Okay.
It says it's recording.
Okay. Is it recording?
Why did it stop randomly?
I don't know. That's weird. Okay. Go ahead. Sneaky play what?
What? Okay.
Who's a sneaky play?
Sneaky play of the week, but apparently he's too expensive.
I mean, it's 6,700. I mean,
David Johnson.
Yes, David Johnson.
Everyone's down on DJ, and so am I, to be frank. But
new offensive coordinator.
Mike McCoy's finally gone.
Yeah.
Brian Left is gonna be the new guy calling the plays,
I
and
like Brian Wright.
He's always right.
I don't like Left.
He's a Bruce Arians disciple, so he might get treated to something a little bit closer to what we are used to seeing from David Johnson. He's got a weak opponent. The 49ers do struggle against the run.
28th.
David Johnson has seen the 9th highest percentage of 8+ defenders in the box, and the offensive coordinator Mike McCoy would literally only call draw plays up the middle for Johnson. So I think they try to get Johnson in space a little bit, and I think the new offensive coordinator literally just he sees an absolute amazing amount of targets this week. I think they try to feed him the ball so he keeps his job.
Yeah.
So I think at his price point, I think he does great.
Yeah, I think David Johnson does get the ball. Here's the problem: is that quarterback is so awful that
so bad. Why was he in the game so long?
Why wouldn't you not just put every person in the box and just let him throw wide open
Yeah,
receivers.
it's true. I mean, that's
it
true.
was awful. So
That's
that's
the
the
one
problem with
scary
David
part.
Johnson. That's when
But I
your
think they-
quarterback is that bad.
But I think they try to
not
get some
go.
space. They try some screen plays. They try to get
That-
him outside. They
so
try to do other
they
things
lined
besides
him up-
hand it up in the
they
middle.
lined him. They took him as a running back on a play last week, and they
Man, I watch this stupid thing.
have
now.
him. You didn't watch it? You didn't watch the game?
No, I watched the game. I'm
Oh.
saying I gotta watch
Oh,
this
okay,
stupid
so-
thing.
Okay, gotcha. So they lined him up as a running back, had him shifted over as a slot receiver, and threw a pass to him. Gained about, I think, like 10 and 12 yards. That's what they got to do with him.
They have to,
He's-
to start
yeah.
moving
Yeah,
around. he's the best player on their
yeah, he's a
team.
pass
Just get him the
catcher.
ball with some space. He'll be fine.
Yep.
And I think he kind of has to. He's gonna force feed him.
Yeah.
This week, I think he sees 8 targets, catches 6 of them, and sees his usual amount of workload.
6,700 though. He's a little.
He's a little pricey, but I think people are gonna be just not even go close to him. So I think he's a little bit of a sneaky play.
sneaky.
Philip Lindsay.
Yeah, I love
Check
it.
to see if Royce Freeman's out. You say he's probably going to play. If
Lock it
if
up!
Royce Freeman does not play, you have to start Philip Lindsay no matter what. Raheem Mostert.
Yes,
If Matt Breida does not play, finally, for once in our lives.
for once. Hold
Go
on.
ahead
Are you
and
sure
put
they're not going
Raheem.
to just trick you and then go ahead and put Alfred Morrison?
That's the problem. That's actually the problem. The Cardinals are susceptible to the bigger backs that run in between the tackles.
Right.
So
Who knows?
who knows what they're going to do?
Nobody's going to know. I mean, he's 3,800, and
Oh,
if
God.
Breida doesn't play, he's going to be so highly owned. It's going to
Maybe
be insane.
flip it and take Alfred Morris.
Yeah, and then just
screw
there you
everyone.
go.
Like, "You
And be like,
dumbass!"
oh look,
Oh,
he's-
God.
Alfred Morris is 2% owned, and he's got 24 carries for some reason.
That'd be so funny.
God, San Francisco is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Couple sleepers.
Yeah.
I guess he's not really a sleeper, but he's cheap. Jalen Richard. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go with Todd Gurley.
Yeah, sleeper pick Todd Gurley. He's good.
I got
guys.
my cheap sleeper pick, Todd Gurley.
With the Raiders playing from behind most of this season, he's caught at least 6 balls in the games that they're lost so far, all the way up to catching 9 balls in week 1. The Raiders might be the worst team in the NFL, and they should be losing almost as soon as kickoff starts. I wouldn't be surprised if Gruden somehow trades away 10 points to start off the game for an extra draft pick next year.
For a first round pick next year, I love it.
What a dummy.
I love it.
They're now down their main rusher, Marshawn Lynch,
Yep.
for week 8. Doug Martin will see
Marker.
a lot of extra carries, but he is practically a worse version, if that's possible, of Derrick Henry. And they're also down Amari Cooper. So I think Jalen is safe for 8 to 10 catches this week, no problem. And at how cheap he is, I think he will be
Worth his
an easy play. The sleeper pick, though,
right.
is Trenton Cannon
Trenton Cannon, the backup
for the Jets.
Jets. Yeah,
He led the team in receiving last week.
that's insane.
That's insane.
That's insane.
So I think go ahead and take a chance on him, at least in one lineup. Stick him in one of your running back or maybe your flex spots. He had 4 catches for 69 yards,
Yeah.
and he's the only other option they have besides Isaiah Crowell because Elijah McGuire can't come back this week. He can come back next week.
Right.
So he's the only other guy they got.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to use him a lot in the passing game, and they're down probably Robbie Anderson. They're down.
He was still
Nunwa.
Yeah, they're definitely down Nunwa.
Robbie Anderson was limited again. They're
right.
not quite sure what's wrong with him.
Right.
What I've heard, he's kind of doubtful for this
Yeah.
weekend. He might play, but they're down a lot of pass catchers. So I like Trenton Cannon.
That Chicago defense is another defense like salivating. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
You would
New
love
England.
to take him. Yeah, New England and Chicago. Like
Maybe
just-
they'll pull a Vikings against the Bills,
could be.
and they're just like napping.
Just
they're not
nap,
even
yeah.
looking around.
If
They're
I,
just
if
like
I
on
could
the
do
field.
New England defense and then Chicago as my flex play, I might
Quarterback, take Chicago's defense.
I might do that. Yeah, but
That's what I got. Yeah.
good sleepers. As we talked about earlier, some of the players that we liked. Mixon, I think Connor. I like both those guys. Even though you didn't talk about Hunt, he was like, I guess you usually lock it up, so you didn't really talk about him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't
do-
put Hunt in there, but I
do
absolutely
like-
love Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt, definitely solid. So here's one that people talk about, and I'm kind of again on the opposite end is Carson. I love Carson, and I think going against Detroit, who was an awful against the run,
Hang on,
but they
one second.
just signed Snack Harrison.
Right where you were. Snack Harrison.
Snack Harrison, yes. So Detroit just traded for Snack Harrison, so he's gonna be, manning the defense on defensive line. So I think he's gonna be a lot harder for Carson to run. So on the opposite side of it, Detroit allows the league high of 5.3 yards per carry. So with snacks, I do believe it'll go down, and I believe that Wilson's going to want to throw the ball a little more. So I'm off of Carson. I know we talked about people that we do not like as well. So I would try to pull off of him. He's 4,300, and he's liked on like every website, ESPN, all kinds of stuff. Love him. So Richard, yes, I do like him as well.
Rocket.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Whatever you want to call the guy. Whatever you want to call the guy. And a guy I was high on last week, and I'm gonna go with as my sleeper running back pick is Duke Johnson. I think again Pittsburgh is gonna be up by 98
not bad.
points at halftime, and he's their passing pass catcher. So you know what? He's gonna have probably like 2-3 carries, but I think he catches like 7 or 8 balls. So for 3,900. It'd be a good thing.
Don't hate it.
Here's what the problem is with running backs this week.
Here's
There's
your
so
problem.
many good ones. So if you say we take
That's the problem.
Hunt, right? Which is a must,
He's not
Lindsey.
He's a lock.
right?
He's not a lock.
Who's a must. Then again, you go all the way up top. Then you have Connor. You want to take Connor. You want to take Mixon. You want to take Barkley. There's not even enough. There's
Yeah,
not
that's
enough
the
space
problem.
for everything.
You want to take a
It's
sleeper
insane.
with
Jalen
Richard or Trenton Cannon, but you're like,
yeah.
wait a second, but wait a bit, I have to take Kareem Hunt.
So
I have to take James Conner.
and then you don't know what the hell you're doing. Yeah, it's crazy. So running backs is very tricky this week. But I think if you stay with what we're saying, and you guys are going to mix and match on the sleepers, put a sleeper in with top guy and a couple different lineups, I think it'll
Vice
turn out well.
versa.
So it'll turn out well. So what do you got? Wide receivers. Every wide receiver. Yeah, every wide receiver.
I got Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham. Yes. What do you
I
like
think
about Odell?
that Odell Beckham has a real chance to go off this weekend.
Even though he's going to be Josh Norman.
Nope. With many questions about the offense, can they figure it out? And Washington's run game being
Yeah.
so good, stopping rushing yards, not
Stop and run.
very
game.
dominant, being able to stop through the air.
Right.
I think the Giants get behind. I think they get behind. I think
You
they
think,
get
you think
behind mainly
Washington
the
put some
second
points
half.
on Giants?
I think so.
Okay.
I think they're able to.
Interesting.
And I think they're going to be behind for mainly the second half, and they're going to have to pass the ball a bunch, kind of like we saw last weekend.
Yeah.
The outside corners, Josh Norman and Quentin Dunbar, allowing the 4th most and the 8th most fantasy points to outside receivers.
Yeah.
Their slot man is among one of the best in the game,
The
so
best in the
maybe think about not taking Sterling Shepard's this weekend, but look for the outside receivers.
Didn't we get Fuller from Washington?
from Redskins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a top slot
Yeah, they had
corner.
they
and
had
now
a
they
guy.
have
That's
another.
why. Yeah,
Jiminy Christmas.
it's one of their best guys.
That's insane.
His salary did not see an increase because they played Monday night. So he went off on Monday, and he's still, I don't even remember how much he is, but he's
75.
7,500. So he's
That's
not crazy expensive.
He was 7,100 last week, so a little bit increase.
Yeah, I
400
guess.
bucks.
And he likes to always kind of show off in these Josh Norman games. So I think he's gonna be
He's gonna
his
win.
usual mouthy self and be like, "Throw me the ball," and that's gonna go okay, and he's gonna just chuck it up to him a bunch. I think he's gonna be good.
Little quick thing about Odell, and I know this is really not
he knows
science. This is really not science, but I'm going to throw it out there anyways. Here we go.
Science. Science with Eric. Here we
Ga-
go.
ga-
New segment,
game one-
Science
ga-
with Eric.
Game 1, 11 for 111 yards. Game 2, 4 for 51. Game 3, 9 for 109.
So you think
Game
it
4,
goes on and off?
7 for 60. Game 5,
That is-
8 for 131.
that's
Game
basically
6,
science.
6 for 40. Game 7, 8 for 143. It's basically on, off, on, off, on, off,
Alright.
on, off.
You
It's
guys
ba-
heard
what
that.
happens is he has a crappy game, then he bitches about it, then Eli's like, oh,
According
throw
to
you the ball.
according to Science with Eric, do not
Sign-
take Odell
do not
Beckham.
take Odell Beckham. He has an average game. Average game.
That's so funny.
6 for 70.
T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton.
He gets to go against Daryl Worley
Yeah.
and Rogers Cromartie.
Cromartie.
While Rogers Cromartie has not been that bad this year so far,
Yeah.
Daryl Worley has been promoted and has been just being torched over and over again, allowing 0.8 fantasy points per route run. No one on the Raiders can keep up with Hilton, so the only question is, can the Raiders keep it close so that the offense has to keep producing for the
any-
Colts? That's the only real question.
So here's my question to you about
Is it
T.Y.
more science?
No, but
Oh.
he only had 4 targets last week.
I know, that's the problem.
He had 4 catches for 25 yards.
That's the problem. Can
2 of them were
Oakland,
touchdowns.
can Oakland make it interesting is the only question.
It's rough.
I know it kind of sucks.
Rough.
That's why I'm a little iffy on Andrew Luck.
Okay.
Doug Baldwin. He was almost my lock of the week for wide receivers, but I'm a little afraid of
For
him.
Dougie? Dougie
Mhm.
Fresh? Oh, okay.
Baldwin,
Yeah.
primary slot receiver for Seattle,
Correct.
aligning in the slot 70% of his routes.
Yep.
Darius Slay
Yeah.
has shadowed Pierre Garçon, Devontae Adams, Kenny Stills, all the top guys on their teams. Though he will sometimes travel into the slot to cover receivers he is shadowing, there hasn't been a single occasion to which he has shadowed a primary slot receiver since he began shadowing in 2015.
Wow.
So
Is shadowing his profession? Like,
Yeah.
ooh, since I've been shadowing since 2015.
yeah, that's what he does.
That's what it is.
Um,
Okay.
Detroit has suspect outside corners.
So this was the one that you're like, ooh, and then I look at his name and then I can't. Is this the one that you were talking about? That I looked at his
Yeah,
name? Okay.
I'm a little
Okay.
iffy on him still because he's
Okay.
had one good game, but it's
Right,
like, ugh.
Yeah,
Um,
gotcha. Okay. I like
Seattle
that.
has
Yeah.
questionable outside corners, so Detroit should be able to run the
Score.
ball and throw the ball against them. So Seattle will have to keep up with Detroit, I believe. I think Detroit's offense is going to be good enough in this game.
Yeah.
I think Darius Slay shadows Lockett. I
Lockett.
think that downgrades and limits Lockett's targets, and I think Baldwin is able to feast versus the Lions' tease Tabor. Who last week against
Feast.
Miami,
Yeah.
receivers aligned against him 30 passing plays, and they caught 6 for 7 targets for 88 yards and a score.
It's not really
So-
that good.
That's not 6 for 88 and a score. I'd take that
Okay.
for Baldwin.
Average.
I don't know. He was going to be my lock of the week, but it was also Miami.
That's true.
So
That's true.
look at it the way you will.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd,
Tyler Boyd.
I think he's going to be great.
I like Boyd.
He also does a slot. He's going up against MJ Stewart, which is, allowing the most receiving yards to slot receivers, and teams know it, and they're targeting him 29% of the time.
Yeah.
So, and
And
after last weekend
yes.
and how bad Andy Dalton in that offense was,
Yes.
I think they kind of go look at the film and they're like, dude, you can't do this crap we did last year where you just chuck it up to dummy AJ Green. I love you, AJ Green, but still.
What? He's not a
Can't-
dummy.
I know. You can't just chuck it up to AJ Green
But he
and
did
pray
so
that
well
he
last
catches
week.
it.
AJ Green did well last week.
I know, because he threw to him 50 times.
Only
But
14.
so I think they spread the ball around a little bit more.
7
I think
for 117 for
I think
AJ Green.
Boyd
love AJ
and
Green.
Uzma and Mixon, they get the ball a lot more this weekend.
Okay.
Sleeper pick. I got one last one.
Okay, go.
Oh, I like Jarvis Landry too. Sorry.
Ooh, I love
Sleeper
Jarvis
pick.
Landry. Yeah.
Anthony Miller.
Anthony Miller.
He's
Wow.
going against Buster Screen.
Yes. you hate the Buster Screen. Buster Screen. That's all he does.
He gets the dream matchup that he can
Oh.
exploit. He was targeted 7 times last weekend, and he has 2 touchdowns in the year. So he's getting involved a little bit.
Is what's the name playing Robinson? Is he? Cause
That's the thing.
Right, right.
Allen Robinson also has missed practice this week,
Yeah.
so check it out. If Allen does not play, that frees up even more targets
Yeah.
for Anthony Miller.
I like that.
Unless the Jets just can't do it against the Bears, it's another thing where it's like the Jets don't produce, and then the Bears don't have to
the
do
Bears have a
anything.
pick
So
sick and
that's
and
why
then
he's
a couple
he's
sacks.
cheap. He's
Yeah,
cheap, and
he's cheap.
he's a sleeper.
He is
so
a sleeper.
I like
got a
him a
better
little
sleeper.
bit.
My sleeper's better.
All right, that's fair.
My sleeper better than your sleeper.
That's the new hit
I
single.
don't know. That's a,
From Science with Eric. It's also his stage name. Jarvis Landry. Yeah, I love Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis
too.
Landry. I love Jarvis Landry. Look, Antonio Brown could go off for a monster game. He had 9 for 93 and a touch against them in week 1.
Nope. All James Conner.
Ben Roethlisberger. Okay.
Nothing. He's going to get
Score 42 points.
500.
There's
He's
gonna
going to
be-
get 42
There's
touchdowns.
going to be 5 or 6 touchdowns scored in that game. And Connor's going to get 2 of them.
He's going to get
And then
all of
Ben
them.
Roethlisberger is going to get 4. I like him. I like Juju. Juju on that beat. Juju on that beat. He had 5 for 119 against them in week 1.
Did you see that thing about Juju
No, what thing?
where he bought I can't remember how many Mega Ball Million tickets.
No.
And they asked
And
him
what
why
did
he did it, and he was like, "I wanted to win so he could get Le'Veon Bell back."
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is hilarious. I like him even more now.
Juju.
I like him even more now. So I like him. Landry, 7,200, like him. Robert Woods, like Robert Woods a lot. I think that game is going to be high scoring versus Green Bay. And with Cup out, I think they're going to have to go. Robert Woods is going to get a lot of receptions.
Increased red zone
I think
targets?
he's going to get, he's going to have a bounce back game. Last week, only 5 for 78. He's going to go over 100. Going to go for 7 or 8 and 100 in touchdowns. So Boyd, we talked about Boyd, like Boyd as well. I'm not as high on Ty. I don't know.
Yeah, it scares me.
He scares
But he's
the
got
crap
a
out of
really
me,
good
so.
matchup. So
Scares the crap out of me. So you talked about Baldwin. I think Baldwin will do okay as well. Taylor Gabriel for 5,100.
I took him last week. He blew it. For
I
me.
know he sucked last week. I do agree. But
hurt.
again, if Robinson's out.
Yeah, but do
He's-
the Jets do
the Jets stay in
anything?
there? I don't know. But Chicago's still going to have to score some points. So who's going to score the touchdowns?
Their defense.
There's all four. They're going to just
All
be up
four.
4. They're going to score 20, 28, 31 points.
All right.
So somebody's got to score. So he might be the guy
Tariq
to score.
Cohen?
No, just no,
All right.
no, not a fan of Tariq Cohen.
I love Tariq.
I know you do, but
He's
just
good.
don't like him this week.
Yeah, I don't like him this week either
So-
because they're going to be up by so much.
Yeah.
But his best game of the year, they won 50-0
That's
to who they playing?
I don't even
Tampa
remember.
or something?
Yeah,
My
they
God.
destroyed him. But yeah, he had a couple huge catches that game though. Huge
Yeah, that's
catches that
true.
way.
He had like 117
Yeah.
receiving yards.
I like Kirk for Arizona for
God.
4,500. He's just seeing a lot of targets, and
But
Larry
he's so
Fitzgerald's
bad.
questionable again. He's going to see even more. He's going to see even more targets. So, and as my sleeper, almost. I wanted to say lock it up, but after you hear his name, you'd be like, "What? Lock who up?" But this is just a Robbie answer play. Trent Taylor.
What?
Okay.
Lock who up?
Lock who up? So, San Francisco 49ers slot receiver.
What about him?
Pierre Garcon is doubtful, right?
So?
Well, Goodwin is going to be shadowed by Patrick Pearson,
Yeah.
right?
But
All right.
Patrick Peterson's going to the Chiefs.
Yeah, he's not going. He said he's not.
No,
He's not accepted.
I put the
You
put it
won
in
the
motion.
mega ball, so you're
I
gonna
put it in motion.
You're
Yeah.
gonna give him $1.6 billion to
Yeah.
come over. Here's a ticket. Sign in with the Chiefs. So, a monster. Arizona.
He's another
God,
monster.
he's a
Every
monster.
week we got a monster on the field.
Arizona got eaten up last week at the slot by Emmanuel Sanders.
Eaten up.
Eaten up. 6'4", 105. Trent Daly lines up only in the slot. He's their slot receiver. Patrick Peterson, Goodwin will be locked down. Trent Taylor, 4,100. He is. Sleeper of the
Okay,
week.
Yoda.
He is. 7
Yoda over here.
catches for 101 and a touchdown.
I guess yeah. Their slot corner Buda Baker is not
Lock
great.
it up. I almost did.
Allowing
lock it
the,
up, but
uh,
somebody that's 4,100 that cheap.
Allowing the 6th most fantasy points to slot receivers
Yeah,
is Buda Baker, the slot corner.
and his name is Buda Baker. I mean,
I kind of like that name.
Buda Baker.
It's weird, but it's kind of cool.
I mean, okay. Yeah, it's cool if you want to get torched by every slot receiver in the league, I guess.
He's not the worst one though.
Oh, yeah. Buster
Buster
Screen
Screen.
up there too.
He's not the
man.
worst one either.
Yeah,
MJ
he-
Stewart for Tampa Bay is the worst.
Yeah, he's
And then
he's-
Mike Hilton as well. That's why I like Jarvis Landry.
Yeah,
Mike
Jarvis-
Hilton is
dude.
allowing the second most points to slot receivers. That's Jarvis Landry, 15 targets last week. You can't ignore those
God,
targets,
he's-
man.
He's insane. So another little tidbit on Jarvis Landry leads the NFL with 54.5% red zone target share.
He's a madman. Oh my god, that touchdown last week!
That is sick.
I almost threw up
How
on the
he-
ground. That was so
dude.
fun. I was
How
like,
he just-
what?
tap,
How's that touchdown? And we went back and watched the replay. I was like,
dude,
oh my
it is
god,
unreal.
That was so
He-
fun.
He's awesome.
He cares, yeah.
He does. And you know what? He had a couple bad weeks in a row.
They're trying to figure it out.
But yeah,
he'll be
I mean,
great.
he has not seen less than 10 targets since week 2 in New Orleans, where you saw 7, but week 1 you
And
saw
they're
15.
gonna have to throw the ball
Yeah.
a lot this
A
game.
lot. That's
and
what
where
I'm
are you
saying.
gonna exploit him? Mike Hilton,
Yeah.
the second worst slot receiver in the game.
So if they're up 35
receiver,
to
corner.
nothing, and then it's 35-7, and then it's 42-14, it's going to be Jarvis Landry catching a couple touchdowns. So I love
I
Jarvis
think
Landry
so.
this week. So
I think as well.
I think he's
David
going to have a monster week.
Njoku,
He's
Jarvis Landry.
7,200,
I don't
which
care.
is
I'm putting him in.
a little pricier than I thought he would be since he's had a
No.
couple off weeks.
but he did so well last week.
I know.
He was
Well,
my lock
10
last
for
week.
91 and a touch, and that was at the end of the game.
He was
but-
my lock. Njoku was my lock. They both did well.
They both do well. And what did I tell you? Don't take that dumb quarterback. He still got 20 points.
He brought it back in the end. He should have
But-
been so much better.
but
They
I
just couldn't
told
figure it
you
out.
that
They couldn't
guy.
figure. He did it in a half.
I
So if he would
know.
have figured out the first half, he would have had a monster game. I
just-
would have been a
he-
genius. I'd have been throwing
I
things.
was throwing things. I
Tight
told
ends.
you.
Tight ends.
Take
tight
those
ends,
two
tight
guys,
ends.
but don't take that
Let's
quarterback.
go to tight ends.
Tight ends. Let's do it.
I only put 2 down. I like a lot,
You like a lot.
but I only put 2 down.
Okay.
OJ Howard.
OJ Howard. Why do you like OJ Howard?
In Winston's 2 starts.
Yeah.
With the Bucks, Howard has had 62 and 67 yards.
Yes.
He's been double-digit fantasy points in PPR for the last 5 games. He's got a great matchup going against the Bengals, who have allowed the most points to
Bungles.
tight ends this league.
Yes, this league.
In the league.
This league.
I just took some caffeine. I feel a little loco. He's far from a sure thing because of Cameron Brate. But if he can maintain his 60-plus receiving yards and find the end zone this weekend, he is a great value at 3,900.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tight end number 2, Herndon. With the Jets. They don't have any pass catchers.
They don't.
It could end up being literally Rashard Matthews, who they just got, Jermaine Kearse, who just sucks, and Trenton Cannon to go alongside Herndon.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty safe because Sam Darnold is kind of leaning towards him the last 2 weeks. He's gotten a touchdown in each game. He should have had 2 touchdowns last week, but one was called back. He stepped out of bounds right before reaching the pylon last week. Technical difficulties there. Tight end OJ Howard and Herndon. Let's kick it off to Eric. Oh my God.
Wow, well, that was rough. I like Howard. I like Uzma a lot. One tight end that you did not mention that I like as well is Jared Cook.
Yeah, I have him on there as well.
No, you didn't. You didn't say anything about him.
No, I mean I have him on my paper. I just didn't read
you
it.
Can't just. You have everybody on your paper. You listed every single tight end there is, and then you can't be like, oh, he's
that
on
way
my
I
paper.
can't be wrong.
That way you'd be like, oh, look, I had him on a piece of paper.
I did. I wrote down Kelsey, Cook, Njoku, Howard, Uzma, Herndon.
So Cook, monster. I think he could have a monster game.
Another monster on the field. Yes.
I love monsters. Another monster game for him. They lost Cooper, so they're gonna have to throw the ball somewhere. And I was gonna ask you one question on wide receivers, and I completely forgot. Who is gonna be the number 1 receiver for Oakland now that Cooper is gone? Martavius Bryant, is he take over the big
Rocket Rashard?
Rocket Rashard. So you think the running back is gonna be their number 1 receiver
for
the rest of this year? I'm saying like
rest of the season.
I'm saying going forward to the season.
God, who knows? It might be some random person we've never heard of before.
Okay.
They might move dummy Jordy into the slot, and that might help him a little bit.
Jordy's never been a slot though. Even in
I know, but he's just his oldness. I think he needs to move into the slot to be a little more effective, get some more catches. Get that 11 targets and catch like 8 of them for 90 yards or some bull like that. I think that'll help. I think that would help their offense and help him out a lot. But I don't. It can't be Martavis Bryant.
Dude, he's 3,700 this week.
He can't. I mean, he might be good.
If he catches a 60-yard touchdown, he's met your numbers.
He might be good, but I don't think he can possibly be a wide receiver 1.
So you're just saying like against a number 1 corner, he would not do good.
No,
because Cooper took it away from him. So I mean, he's had.
I just don't think he'd be
every game he's had like a big catch. Last week he didn't against Seattle, but every other game he's had like 1 big catch, 40 yards, 50 yards, 60 yards. So
I know he's that kind of guy.
He's a end zone.
He's a Will Fuller.
God no,
Robbie
Will Fuller
Anderson
finds a touchdown end zone every game.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, Will Fuller was the king
until Kiki came around, and
Kiki
now he's not.
Now Kiki steals all the touchdowns.
Yeah, he's had a touchdown every game that Kiki hasn't played.
So you think tonight, even though this is going to air Saturday, you think tonight
Will Fuller definitely gets a touchdown tonight? He's had a touchdown every game that Kiki didn't play.
Yeah,
yep.
Will Fuller is the must.
But he's Martavis Bryant's more of a Robbie Anderson, Taylor Gabriel.
Yeah, he's a 3-catch
kind of guy.
100 yards and a touchdown.
Definitely. So he cannot be a wide receiver 1.
But for 3,700, you don't think he's worth?
He's worth a risk. Man, I'll take a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Take a chance on romance.
I forgot to mention him when we were talking about receivers.
With
Martavis Bryant.
It's the new reality show coming out.
No, it's not. Let's not do that.
For aliens, because he kind of looks like an alien. Look him up right now.
Anyways,
you will laugh out loud. Everybody who's listening to this, Google him and you'll laugh.
Google Martavis Bryant's face and you will laugh out loud. So, anyways, that's our guys. We got a few lock it ups. Alex was kind of pansy about not taking Doug Baldwin as his lock it up, so he ended up going Kareem Hunt, which is like the 5th most expensive running back.
That's all right.
And
as long as it's not the most expensive.
As long as he's not. Solid pick.
I just looked over Davis Bryant.
He's sitting there all of a sudden starts laughing. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's pretty close to it.
I look like an alien. Martavis, what are you doing?
That's going to be actually our cover probably for the.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Yeah. Good call.
So, Kareem Hunt, Alex lock it up with Doug Baldwin as his other guy. Mine is Philip Lindsay, and I got Trent Taylor. If you have not heard of him,
you
he's
have
a wide receiver.
Philip Lindsay at 30 points.
Yeah, correct.
I've got Kareem at 30 points.
Yeah.
We need to write down our
I
bets
know.
because I don't
Who
remember
was
last
it
week. I don't remember.
God, I was gonna dominate whatever it was.
Whatever it
knew
was,
I
I won. I know.
We're
I did.
I'm gonna listen to it tonight, and I'll be like, "Bring me my cookie."
I'll
So
listen to it.
It
while
was
I'm at the
2
gym.
running backs, and I said, "Who's gonna get more?"
And I was right.
I don't think so.
I
You're wrong.
know I was.
Gosh, I cannot remember.
It was
Why
Todd
can't I remember
Gurley.
everything? It was not Todd Gurley. I can
You took
guarantee
Philip
that.
Lindsay.
It
I
was,
took Todd
it was
Gurley.
2 garbage players, and we were talking about who's going to do better,
Garbage.
so, garbage players. So, anyways, yeah, as always, it was a pleasure. It was fun. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram,
All of them.
all
At
of them.
the best fantasy football podcast.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
heard. You heard. So, hit us up, Leverage Ken again.
We hit the
and
record. There we go.
have
We're
one.
going again.
Nope.
No, you wanted to keep talking.
No, it's okay.
Keep going.
And now we're done.
All right, now we're finished.
Bryant has appeared in a UFO.
Martinez!
Right next to us.
No!
Holy crap! We call him as the
Oh,
alien.
he
We're
is the
good.
Halloween special.
He is done. So, anyways, fun as always.
I'm going to do my super weird radio voice. And now I'm done. That's going to do it for us here at the Best Fantasy Football Podcast. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We post a lot of really funny memes and a lot of good information. And it's just a really enjoyable time. So you should probably check that out if you have a chance to do so. That's going to do it for us. Cue this really cool song by some local talent called I Am a Chief.
Down for my team. Hey. Every day I wake up, I'm a chief. When I walk out the door, I'm a chief. White, yellow, red hat like a chief. If I had a long day, I'm a chief. What you tell 'em, man? Hey, every day I'm a chief. What you tell 'em, man? Hey, every day I'm a chief. What you tell 'em, man? Who I'm going for? Who you think? What you tell 'em? Hey, every day I'm a chief. Baby, please leave me alone when the Chiefs on. Eric Berry all day in the end zone. Can't believe we broke the record for the loudest. Arrowhead, silly sucker where the crowd is. Other teams ain't no chance when we play at home. Especially when they playing this for their theme song. Best believe they gon' know what happened when them helmets cracking. Leaving them battered and bruised until them get the packet. If you wanna win here, better play hard. Never disrespect Kelsey, he'll pull your card. She told me I was like the Chiefs, I got the best D. So now she call me every Sunday, every damn week. Every day I wake up, I'm a chief. When I walk out the door, I'm a chief.
That was from rapper K Dean. I just want to make sure I give him credit for that song. K Dean. Go check him out. Pretty cool. I Am a Chief.